Carla, the Crazy Cross Stitch Lady. Welcome to my craft room. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to give a big shout out to all of the new subscribers that I have. Thank you so much for deciding to join the journey with me. I know that you are, you have a lot of choices in how you decide to choose to, spend your time. And so I really appreciate your wanting to join me and that you're interested in what I'm doing. And I hope that I can inspire you to try different things and to just further enjoy this craft that we love so much. So if you have not subscribed and you have just happened to land on this channel, thank you so much for clicking that button and playing and joining me. And if you do enjoy your visit to the craft room today, then please hit that like button, and I would love to have you as a subscriber. Okay, so we're going to get right to it. I feel a little odd because last time I was at the extension office and I was with Jennifer, my friend Jennifer, who has a channel called Stitching in the Bluegrass. And so we're trying to do a joint floss tube at least once a month, and we're going to take turns putting it on our channel. So the first time we put it here on my channel, and then last time it was on her channel. So if you have not had a chance to check that out, then I will put a link to that video in the description below so that you can see what both of us were up to. We have enjoyed the last couple of videos we've done, and I hope that everyone else has enjoyed watching that too, as we have our little banter back and forth. So it's one thing to do it on your own, which is awesome. We've both done many videos on our own, but there's just something about sitting with someone and you're doing it live together, and the back and forth and all of that stuff. So we're hoping we can make this a monthly thing, and it will just go back and forth between our channels so that we can both maintain the channels that we currently have. We thought about making a separate one just for our videos, but then we thought this might be actually a better way to do it. So we're going to do it that way. I'm sorry, my nose is itchy. I guess one of you's coming to visit me. So anyway, today I'm going to talk to you about Maynia. I have not ever done Maynia. This is my first time, and preparing all of the projects that I'm going to be working on, I have found out a whole lot about myself as a stitcher. Which is good, and also sometimes a little like, oh, I didn't realize I was that way. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I knew, well, let me back up. If you have not done Maynia, or if you don't really know what Maynia is, Maynia was started by someone, and I don't remember who it was. I'm so sorry, but it was a way to encourage everyone to dive into the craft. And so it started out as you start, it's like a new start every single day for the month of May. That's 31 new starts. And of course, a lot of the projects will be small, but still, even with small projects, it's 31 to start in a month. So it's a lot. And then it kind of morphed into you make a decision, you do whatever you want to do for that month. So basically, May becomes a goal setting month. Like you set a certain goal, or this is what you plan on getting accomplished in that month. So maybe you've got a couple of whips that you want to get finished, and that is what you want to have done by May 31st. Some people still do starts. They might do a combination of starts and working on whips. I was going to count the current number of whips that I had, and then I was going to add new starts until I got to 20. And that way I would have 20 projects in rotation. And I said that to my husband, and he's like, ooh, because even just watching me cross stitch sometimes, and he's seen the patterns, he's like, it's not a hard hobby, but it's definitely not for everybody. And so he didn't, I offered to teach him. He didn't even want to try. So, and that's okay. That's fine. So I started, I think I had oh yeah, I had 11 whips. And I know there are people out there who have a lot more than that. So if you just love starting stuff, it's okay. Anything you want to do is okay. It's our hobby. You do what you want. You do you. So I said, okay, so I've got 11, so I'm going to add 9 new ones to it and get to 20. Well, it didn't quite work out that way. I honestly don't know how many I've ended up with. I think I've got maybe 5 new starts. But as I was getting things together, and I found some smaller ones to work on too, but I started kitting stuff up. And I was one of those, when I first started stitching and I saw all the DMC colors, and I didn't really know better. I was like, all right, my goal is to, collect all the DMC colors. Well, we're at 500 plus and counting. There are many, many, many DMC colors. And I got to the point where I'm like, it's nice to have some in my stash in case I just want to go find a color and stitch something. That's great. But I don't need all of them. And I've got many colors I may not ever use. So they may be passed along to someone else at some point. So I am now a buy the floss as you need it kind of girl. And that's fine too. But as I was kitting some of them up, I thought, I'm wanting them each in separate project bags. That's not a big deal. My goal, I would like to have a pair of scissors each bag. I just want the bags ready in case I want to take them somewhere and work on them. And so I was finding that just preparing all of them was just getting to be a bit overwhelming. And so I said, well, maybe I need to back off on this a little bit. So the ones I currently have are going to be it for a while. And I said, I'm not adding any more. If I get to the point where I'm overwhelmed and I feel like I can't ever get anything done, I'm not going to enjoy it. So there you go. But most of this episode is going to be, I'm going to show you all the whips I've had. Whether I have worked on them in the last little bit or not, I'm going to show them all to you. I plan on working on all of them during this month at some point, and then I'm going to show you my new ones that I haven't started yet, but I'm going to start this month. And so that's going to be the bulk of what this episode is about. So I'm going to add my other stuff in here a little bit too, but that's going to be the main thing, is what I'm doing for Maynia. So I've been excited about it though, because this will be my first one, and we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a shout out to a YouTube channel, which is what I've typically done. And this channel is called Inherited Stitches. The lady's name is Enid. I haven't been subscribed to her channel for very long, but she does a lot of different things. She does some crochet as well. And so she has some tutorials where she shows you how to do certain stitches there. And then she does some cross stitch, and she just does some different types of crafts, and she does visits to stores. And so her channel has several different things on there, and even just the cross stitch project she has, she is not afraid to try new things. And I thought I'd try this out, so I bought this and I found this on sale. And it's just inspiring to listen to her just jump in there and give it a try. She's just not afraid to try new things. So if you would like to try finding a new FlossTube channel, I will put the link to her channel down in the description below. And so just go check her out and see what you think. Okay, now I'm not going to do Stash Star like I typically do at the end, because here's my plan. I'm planning on going through all of my stash. I'm getting rid of a lot of stuff, so I'm going to put some to the side. I'm going to try to give some of that away to you all, and then put some on the freebie tables at the Stitch Day and all of that stuff. So I'm trying to get rid of a lot of stuff I know I'm not going to stitch. So I'm not even going to do Stash Star right now. I'll pick that up a little bit later once I have my newly formed stash. Okay, let me show you. I've got an FFO, and I showed this on the video that Jennifer and I did, but I wanted to show it to you here too. This is Pray More, Worry Less by Pine Mountain Designs, and it's a pillow. So I have made this into a pillow, and I have learned some even from this process. But this was a little pillow sleeve, and Jennifer actually gave me the idea, instead of buying a form to slide in here, just to stitch it closed. And I've got it stuffed with polyfill, but I've got a tool that will, I need to fill out the corners a little bit more next time I do a pillow. And I've learned how to do the ladder stitch so that it doesn't, it's a little more puckered than I would like for it to be. So I have learned from that process as well. So this has been a learning experience for me. And so there's my pillow. And I found this bunny today. I was in Michael's, okay? And this bunny, you can open the back of it and you can fill it up with different types of things. And I thought, I'm not one who collects my orts, but, and orts, if you're not sure, we, in Stitch World, we call it like old ratty thread, even though I don't think that technically that's not what it stands for. But just all those little leftover pieces of floss you have as you're cutting off your ends and you're stitching and stuff. So I think I'm going to fill this with those, and it'll have all kinds of different colors and stuff in it. And I'm going to hang this on my wall. So there's my little, I got a little hanger for it. And so as my ort container fills up, I've got one that I keep with me, and as it fills up, then I'll just dump it in here, and I'll just keep this hanging on the wall as I fill it, and it will become a work of art. So Michael's has a 70% off sale on their Easter stuff right now. They're trying to get that stuff moved out. And so this was just a few dollars. So I grabbed it up because I love bunnies anyway. I love my cows, but I love bunnies. And so I got this. And I had not seen any needle minders in their cross stitch section, but I found some today. And these are the DMC ones. And I really was wanting one. It looks like a skein of floss. So here are the needle minders that I bought at Michael's today. That one, you know, it's just a regular little magnet, but I love the skein of floss. That's also a magnet, and then the DMC. And I bought 2 of these, so now I've got a few more needle minders, and I'm going to put them on this back here. See, it's hanging by the purple ribbon. That is where I typically keep my needle minders, and I need to buy some more because I like to collect them. And it becomes, now I don't have very many on there right now because of all the projects that I'm doing, but it will fill up more, and then it becomes its own work of art. Okay, so let's see, what else? Okay, so I think I'm ready to start my Maynia stuff. I'm on like 13 minutes in. I haven't started my Maynia stuff yet, so we got to get moving. I'm trying to keep these organized as possible, so you're going to hear a lot of zipping and stuff. I'm sorry. And I'm also a little distracted because out the window is Big Turkey. We've got turkeys who sometimes like to walk along here, and this one they usually have babies with them. This one does not have any babies with it, and I would have put the window in the background, but logistically with my cords and stuff, that just was not going to work. So anyway, all right, so let me get started here. Some of these you may not have seen in a while. Okay, so this one is month to month October, stitching with the Housewives. And so here's the pattern. Okay. And what I decided to do, and I think I showed this last time, where this bird is, I'm not going to put the bird there. I'm going to put the number 6. I'm going to chart it myself. And then down here in this space, I'm going to put the year 1973, which is when I was born. So I just thought that would be really neat to put on my craft wall. And so this is on 28 count. It's a Jobalon. It's like a, let's see, what is it? I had it in here and now I think I have lost, it's like wrapped up in here somewhere. Oh, mixed berry. That's what it is, mixed berry Jobalon, because I just wanted something a little different. So this is where I am right now on that one. Okay, so I'm going to do some more work on this one, and the floss I'm using is Classic Colorworks, and honestly, I need to put these on a ring. These are not on a ring, and now they're becoming all messy. But see, I've got hazelnut and bean sprout, and then this one is black coffee and pumpkin harvest. So these are the 4 colors that I am using, and I really like Classic Colorworks. I found that it's very pleasant to stitch on the Classic Colorworks, but I've got to put them on a ring. So when I get this back out to stitch on it, I will be grabbing a ring and putting it on there. I order 2-inch, they're just 2-inch binder rings. You can get them from Amazon. You get boxes of them, and that's what I use. So that's it. Okay, so I'm going to just lay these down there. That'll be the best way to do it. Okay. And this one is Time to Stitch a Serenity-ish Prayer by My Big Toe Designs. It says, God grant me the ability to stitch the stash I have, to have the stash I want, and the time to stitch it all. So this is what it looks like. Okay. I have changed everything. The colors are very similar, but I'm doing DMC, and so I'm doing some étoile too for like all these little, like the leaves and all the border, the top and bottom will have some étoile in it. And then I'm doing a raspberry Jobalon for my fabric. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. So I just have the bottom border left to do. And so this is a 28 count raspberry Jobalon, and there it is. So I am ready to be done with this, and now I have to find, I bought some of this blue, which is 517, and I bought some, and now I can't find it. I feel like I've lost several things. I've even got a pattern that I know I bought, and I can't find it anywhere. And so that's kind of where I am right now. But I will find it so that I can finish this. Okay. And this one is, let me find it. Okay. Okay, if I can find my, okay, so this one, sorry about that. This is called Fall is in the Air. It's from one of my Stitch Quarterlies, and it's So Emma. So that's what that looks like. And it is on 14 count Platinum Ada by Zweigart. Zweigart, you can always tell they have the orange band on theirs, so you can always tell that that's Zweigart. So that's what I got, and I got my little fox peeking around the tree. I got to finish the tree and put the lettering on there. Okay, so that's that. And these are all my DMC colors, fall colors, of course. And this is my little fox needle minder. Yeah, their Stitch Quarterlies are awesome. If you haven't checked out their Stitch Quarterlies, I would highly recommend that you check them out. Okay, this one, I don't think I showed this one last time. This is the stamped cross stitch that it's a table runner, and it's by Jack Dempsey Needle Art. I think it's just called, I think the title of it is Americana. I'm not sure. They're not very clear on that. But anyway, I have chosen colors for it, and I'm just using DMC 30 and 210. So these are the colors that I'm using. And so it's hard to show you here, but this, let's see, let me put it behind. Okay, so you can see it a little bit better. And then it's been going all the way across. You see how long it is? So I've just got the border. I don't have anything on the inside. So this one's fun to work with. I am using 3 strands. And so maybe Jennifer's doing a flag, and that's her first stamped cross stitch, and she's really enjoying it. So I helped her with that a little bit, but she may end up getting finished with it before I do get finished with this. We'll see how it goes. All right, and then, and I haven't worked on this one in a while, and I feel badly about it. This is my Buster Keaton one. This is a photo conversion, and so I used Threadbare. And let's see if I can find the picture. Oh, there we go. This is threadbare.com, and they do a really good job of converting. So there's the photo. This is a still shot from a movie, silent movie called Go West. And it's Buster Keaton and a cow. I cannot ask for anything better than that. And this one's a full coverage piece. It's going to take me a long time because it's going to be like a 16 by 22, something like that. It's got 31 colors in it, so not a ton of colors because, you know, black and white. But it's amazing how many shades of gray are in those. So here is... This is as far as I've gotten, okay? You can't tell really much of anything. Those are wooden boards, and you just can't tell a whole lot right now. But at some point, as I'm working on it, suddenly there will be a picture and be like, whoa, okay, that's how full coverage works if you haven't done that. And this is 14 count Ada. I told myself this time I was doing it on 14. Michael Jackson was done on 18, and it started driving me crazy, and I thought, ooh, my eyes are changing. I don't know about this. So here are all the colors that go with this one. See all the grays, and there are even some purples in there because there are light shades of purple that you normally would not even pick up on, but it gives it that detailed look. Okay, so there's that. I'm going pretty good, huh? I'm moving pretty quickly. Okay, then this one, I know I don't like my floss tubes to go really fast because I like to stitch to them. I don't know about you all, but anyway. Okay, so this one is Do You See What I See by Primitive Stitchin. This is the first primitive stitch that I have started because I typically haven't done primitive stitch. So that's that one. I just like the little girl and the deer looking up at the stars. This one I have done on, this is a, let's see, where is it? 14 count vintage oat. And this is Zweigart as well. And so here are my colors for this. Not very many, lots of browns. And this is as far, let's see, I may need to hold this up. I'm getting a design board that's a little smaller that will help. Okay, so you might, I think you can see the fabric, but this is as far as I've gotten right now. Okay. And so I'm having fun with it. It's you know, I like it because it harkens back to the types of things that girls would have stitched on, you know, back in the 19th century. And I love that time period. I would not want to live during that time period because, let's face it, I like my comforts, and their life wasn't always easy, but I do appreciate it and I like studying it, and so it's neat to actually stitch something like that. Okay, I better start a new stack here. Try to keep my stacks from falling over. Okay, this one is Citrus Summer. It's one of my stitch quarterlies, and this is stitched on a 14 count curved tile from Fabric Flair. I love Fabric Flair. I think I've said that before. So this is what it looks like. I hope it looks like the sun from the window is glaring on this stuff, so I hope you can see that better than what it looks like it's looking like. So this is where I've gotten to, and it's a whole heck of a lot of blue, but I am really enjoying stitching on this. And see, on the back, it's just white. Okay, so you just see white on the back, and then it's screen printed on the front. So it's supposed to be, you're supposed to wash it in cold water first, I think, and then it's supposed to be color fast. I keep wanting to look over here because my camera typically has been over here, but it's over here today. So then I got that going on. Okay, so there's that. So all of these are my current whips that I will continue this month. So I'm going to keep going with that. And I have lost count. I'm trying to think how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's 7. All right, let's keep counting. Here's number 8. I'll count as we go. Number 8. Okay, so this is my bunny rabbit. My bunny. It's amazing how many colors my bunny has. So this is called Sitting Rabbit by the Little Stitchery. It's from the Furry Baby series. Here's my bunny. That's how you have to say it too, your bunny. There's my little bunny. I love her very much, but boy, she's got some confetti. I'm stitching her on a mint. It's a 14 count Ada mint opalescent from Zweigart. That's as far as I've gotten. Haven't gotten very far, so it's got her ear and a little bit of her face, and these are all the colors for that rabbit. Yeah, I'm not joking. That's a lot when it looks like that rabbit's not very many colors, but it has multiple colors to give you that depth of feeling there. So anyway, there's that one, and that is number 8. You all help me keep count, okay? Tell me if I lose count. So okay, because you can talk to me through the screen, right? Don't you all talk to me? I hope you do. All right, here's number 9. This one I honestly need to get I need to get it, like go to Staples and get the whole thing bound because the papers are going to get really messed up. This is Founding of America by Twin Peak Primitives. So here's the second primitive stitch that I started. I like it. It's got just everybody in here, Betsy Ross and George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Liberty Bell. So it's just got a mix of all kinds of stuff. And I really like it. I haven't gotten very far, but they have been very careful. Their patterns are very clear. It's very easy to see them. But I do need to get this, take it to Staples and get it bound because it's going to get really messed up if I don't. So I'm making working copies as I go. And this is on a 28 count, let's see, I need a card. I told myself I was going to get cards to write down what color these are. This is a lamb's wool Jobalon. So I need to keep track of it with my cards. But this is as far as I've gotten right now. I'm up in the top corner. So I'm just working my way down a page at a time because it is big. I got it all folded up. It's big. But these are, well, let go. These are all the colors for it. So this one doesn't have that many colors in it. It's huge, but it's, because it's a sampler, it's very, the theme is very consistent. So it doesn't use a whole lot of colors. So I got to put these back because if I don't, it's going to be a big old mess when I actually start rotating and stitching. And so this one, and it's hard for me to zip this one because again, I just need to bind it or something. Okay, so that was number 9, right? Okay. Number 10 is, all right, let me get that out. Okay, it would help if I actually found a pattern for it. Okay, this is Tea Time. This is another Stitch Quarterly. So there it is, a little bird in the cup. A lot of people like this one. When I post it on Facebook and post my progress, I get a big response from this. They like the teacup and the birds. And this is on a 28 count mushroom Lugana. And this is where I currently am on this one. So I've made good progress on this one. Again, this cup has a lot of blue in it. So I've got a mug with a lot of blue and this one's got a lot of blue. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I love the colors on it. So these are all the Dempsey colors. Pink and blue and white. So very cheery. It's very cheery. Okay, that's number 10, all right? You're helping me keep count, right? I will recount just to make sure, but I believe that's number 10. Okay, they're starting to fall over, so it's getting a little bit harder to get in here. Okay, this one's number 11. This one is Stitch-o-Graphy in honor of World Cross Stitch Day 2021. Okay. So just all kinds of cross stitch terms, and I thought this would be really cute to hang in my room, my craft room. So, and there's, let's see, I don't think is there a picture of it? I don't think so. They give you a smaller chart that says Stitcher's Gonna Stitch, and it also has a little hoop on it, so that one is cute. So let's see what my progress is on here. So this one is stitched on, well, this is 14 count Ada. Let's see, no, wait a minute. This one is Witchelt, I believe, but it's a white 14 count Ada. So here's where I am on this one. And I am stitching this with Cosmo floss. Cosmo floss is like DMC, it's color fast. I mean, you can take it to the bank that it's color fast, just like DMC, that you can take it to the bank, but it's softer. It's a little more expensive. I love the colors. I love these colors, but it is soft. It's much softer. But I found if you go to 123stitch.com, they have gotten in, I mean, they have tons of Cosmo. So if you decide you like Cosmo better than DMC, then you should be able to easily get it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that is 11. Okay, let me keep track here. Let's see, did I move my camera? There we go. Okay, all right, that's 11. All right, this one, okay, this one is 12. Now, this one, I have to show off my bag here too. Number 12 is, get it out. This is called Paw Love by Dyed to Perfection. This is a local company owned by, is a husband and wife team, and the wife, Victoria, is a member of our E-Town Stitching group. And so here's Paw Love. It's just it's a little heart with a paw. And the way that it's, okay, I was trying to think, did they, oh, the chart's inside, even though it's kind of, almost like it looks like a chart, but that's the outside of it. Okay, so it's a little paw with a heart. And then, well, I hope I didn't do copyright. I hope it wasn't, because this is how it's packaged. So, but it looks like this is the actual chart, even though there's a chart on the inside. So, yeah, I don't want to do any copyright violation. So I also have their floss. I need to get a ring for this too. This color, I love the names of their colors. This is Mediterranean Seas. They use a DMC base and then they dye it. And this has a beautiful blue and green mix to it. And so I'm going to use this, and I'm stitching on Black Ada by Zweigart. So I haven't even started. There's my black, okay? And I thought, I haven't really stitched on black. I did a tiny bit, like a few stitches one time, and it wasn't going to work. So then let's start with Ada. So that's what I'm going to do. And so what I'm going to do is stitch the heart and the paw, and then I'm taking some letters from Leisure Arts, this book of alphabets galore. Okay, so I'm taking an alphabet from this book. I'm trying to see where it is. I think I'm going to use this one, I believe, because it's small enough. And I'm going to stitch all of the dogs. I grew up with dogs. We didn't have a lot of dogs at once. We had one dog at a time. So we were monogamous dog owners. And so, you know, a dog would die, and then we would, you know, a few months would pass, we'd get a new one or something. So I'm going to stitch all of the dogs' names. There are like 5 or 6 of them that I'm going to stitch in the heart around the paw and do that. Okay, so that's number 12. So I think that color will look sharp on that black. Actually, let me go back and do this since we're there. And I need to show off this bag anyway. I forgot to do that. Let me put it up against the black. Should have done that in the beginning. Okay. Look at that. That's going to pop, isn't it? So you all wish me luck in stitching on this black. So I think that's going to look really, really cool. So let me show you the bag. And I really do apologize to Victoria and her husband if I have copyright infringed. I really am not meaning to do that, but that's how it's packaged. That was on the front. So okay, so this is another Beth bag, and I think I showed this on the last, on Jennifer, when Jennifer and I did it. Little spool of thread, and then that's what the back looks like, and then the front. So cool. Okay, so that's 12. Sorry that I'm bending down, but I have to get these out of my, I've got this large, it's a Vera Bradley, like really large bag that I'm keeping all of this in. It's a really nice bag to keep everything in. Okay, so got that. Now this one's going to be, the color was very easy to come up with. So this is a new one. And as well as the Paw Love was a new one too. So this is my Angel Mother, finally a Farmgirl. And it's got a silhouette of Lincoln, and it says, "All that I am or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother, A. Lincoln." One of my favorite quotes from Abraham Lincoln. So I got this. It was one of the ones that was at market, and so Laura, one of the ladies in our group, had gone to market, and she brought this back for me. Okay, so there's that. I am doing this on, I think I showed this last time. This is, the fabric is Fabric Flare, and it's called Parchment. So this is going to be the piece. Oh, there we go. That's good. Okay. Yeah, when I get my design board, it's going to look better. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Let's see if I can. So you can see he's going to go on that. I think that's going to look good. And look at all my colors. It's black. And I'm going to, you know, this is done in black, and I liked it. I liked that look, and so this is going to be a black. Okay. So that's that one. That is 13, right? We're at 13. Okay. We're getting there, folks. So that's 13. So I did have, it looked like I had 11 whips. That fabric is a 14 count Aida. I've been doing a lot of 14 count Aida lately. I think my eyes needed a break. Okay, this is number 15. Okay, so 15. All right. This is called King Charles III Coronation by Vivian Powers, and I think it's Vivsters cross stitch design. And I'm all about British monarchy, and his coronation is May the 6th on Saturday. And so my plan is to stitch on this while watching coronation activities. That's our stitch day in E-Town, but I'll stitch on it there, and I will also stitch on it later on, because one of the channels I subscribe to is the Royal Family channel. So there you go. I thought that looked really cool. So there's that. And I'm stitching it on just a 14 count white Aida, and I've got it all folded up in here. And here are, well, my needle minder's getting all mixed up in it. Here are my colors for I've just pulled colors for the first page. So I've got like reds and blues and yellows. And then I do have 2 light effects, Dempsey light effects. These will be carefully. This is E168. You can probably see that glitter. And this is E3821. Of course, you got to have some bling with the royalty. So the trick to stitching with that stuff is to stitch it like when you do 1 X at a time, and when you make your legs, you stitch with 1 thread and you go over each leg twice. That's how I do it, because I don't use thread magic or anything like that. I don't want all that on my floss. Now, other people love it. They use it. Awesome, go for it. I just don't really want it on mine. So anyway, this was number 14, all right? I think it was 14. So looks like I'm going to have 16. So I've got 2 more. So it looks like I'm going to have 16, not 20, but I will have 16, it looks like. And that's what it looks like. Okay, this is also going to be 14 count white Aida. This is a small, thankfully. This is Valentine. Let's see, Snazzy Smalls. This is the Boulder Valley Stitching. And so this is one that I just recently bought, and it's got these 4. So I am working on this one, the little star with the hearts on it. So I'm going to work on that one. And I just pulled the colors for that. So we got pinks and reds and whites. So hopefully that one won't take me too long to stitch. And there's that one. And last one. We'll see just how crazy I feel like I am by the time I get finished with it. So I thought I had, well, I didn't think, I know I bought the paper pattern for Barn Sweet Barn 23. I bought the thread pack, which I have right here, okay? And this is what the new star looks like. I know I bought the paper pattern that all the stars, all the colors on it. I can't find it anywhere. I have looked everywhere. I've looked under stuff. I've looked through all my pattern books here in the back, you know, all that stuff. I looked downstairs on my junky desk. I can't find it. My husband even looked for it because sometimes, you know, it's right in front of your face and after you looked for a while, you just can't see it. He couldn't find it. So I ordered it again. I was like, well, it didn't cost that much. So I've ordered it again and I am stitching this on, yeah, this is a 14 count white Ada too. I think the star will look better that way. But anyway, here is, and that is the January star, by the way, but all the stars will look like that. They'll just be different colors. I liked this star better than the one they had for 2022, and so I switched over to this one. So I'm going to start with January. And these are the ones that are going to go on my barn that I painted. And thankfully, each star has 3 colors. That's it. So this one's got white. All of them have white. This has DMC 157 and 794. So those 2 blues are close together, but one's supposed to be just a little darker than the other. So this one is going to be, you know, it's a very easy pattern, simple pattern to follow. So they only offer it in a PDF now. So I just downloaded the PDF. I saved it to a flash drive that I've got, and I'm just going to print out 1 page at a time as I need it. And there you go. Oh, okay. That's it. We're at 40, almost 48 minutes. So, shoo-wee. Well, wish me luck. We'll see how this goes. I would love to hear if you're starting Maynia, if you're going to do it, and how many, or, you know, what are you going to do for Maynia? Are you going to do a lot of starts? Are there just a few you want to finish? You know, what is it? I feel like I'm rather insane right now, although I do know a lady in one of my larger stitching groups online who's got well over 100 whips. She had them spread all across her bed, took a picture of it. And she said, so if you feel badly or feel guilty about starting another project, don't. She said, you want to start it? You start it. I was like, yes, thank you. I needed to hear that. So it goes for you too. You are the boss of your own cross stitch, as Lori Holt says. So you do it. If you want to do it, you do it. So I'm going to end this little parade, this little whip parade and new start parade with my crazy craft tip. So my craft tip for today is to cut your floss back as you go. When you start, I typically do a loop start as much as I can because it's very neat. But even with a loop start, at the end, when you end your floss, and especially for those of you, now if you've been doing this forever, okay. But if you're a beginner and you're still learning ways that you like to do things, at the end, when you're done, you run your needle. I usually run it under at least 4 or 5 threads, pull it through, and then I cut it as close as I can. Don't leave tails. You want to cut it as close as you can. It leaves your back neat. And it's not just about leaving your back neat, but it's about keeping everything clean so that when you are completely finishing your project, if you're framing it, making it a pillow, what have you, it's going to go a lot better because you're not going to have all those pieces, those threads in the way. So whether you're doing that or if you start a thread by holding onto it and then letting as you're stitching, letting your floss catch that thread and hold it. Sometimes you may have a little bit of a tail sticking out at the end. You'll want to trim that off too. So each time that you cut off, cut as close as you can, because if you've pulled it through several threads underneath, it's going to hold. So you need to cut it as close as you can. And just be careful. Make sure you've got small, sharp scissors. That's, why we say your scissors are part of the trade. It's one of the tools of the trade. So you want to be careful with it. Get a good pair, and that way you'll be able to cut it as close as you can. It makes your back neat, and whether other people see it or not, it does help make your finishing a little bit easier. And you're not getting, pieces of thread caught in anything. So I personally have found it just to be easier if I can keep my back clean. Whether it looks like messy, if, threads going all over the place, don't worry about it because, people have said, some older people have said in the past, well, the sign of a good stitcher is if your back is as neat as the front. It's nice. I like to keep my back neat, but it's not because I plan on, showing it off to people. It's just, I feel like it makes it easier on me. And as I'm stitching other parts of it, I don't get those other threads caught up and then they're being pulled to the front. So it just makes life a little bit easier if you keep your back as neat as you can. That's why I do it anyway. Okay, so there's my tip. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed this little trip with me this time, looking at all of my whips and my new starts. And so this is my Maynia. So again, I would love to hear what you're doing for Maynia. And I will do some giveaways a little bit later once I clean out my stash a little bit more. But at the end of the month, like when we start June, then I will update you. I will show you all my whips again and update you on how far I have gotten on those. So wish me luck. Okay. All right. Until then, be creative, be wonderful, blessed, and I will see you later.